Howdy, happy campers. JT here, and it's another fine and brand new year out here in Southwest Oklahoma. Happy New Year to all of you out there. And here's that 50,000-mile tip I wanted to share with you, good folks. I'm all here to share and not to sell. Got my Prime June 3rd, 2021, and it's now January 2024. Now, if you're thinking of buying a RAV4 Prime, even if it's using some mileage on it, I think you'll make a good choice. I mean, my 2021 RAV4 Prime, it still runs great. I got no problems with it after 2+ years. Now, if you get a Prime, go with the SE model. You don't need the XSE unless you don't want that fancy features and spending 3 to 5 thousand extra dollars for the infotainment system. And if you've seen some of my videos, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I do apologize to some of the people out there who think that what I say here is the absolute truth and how it is done. Just to clear some things up, I am not a certified mechanic. I'm not promoting anything, and I'm sure not some rocket scientist here. Okay, just a regular GI Joe sharing the tips I've made in the past, I've learned, and making videos in the future to help you in case you encounter it. And if it doesn't suit you, all right, or you don't feel comfortable doing it, or think you might damage some warranty of your vehicle or yourself, by all means, do not do it. Don't attempt it. Leave it alone. It's that simple. Let me put it in layman's terms. If I jump off a cliff to a ledge 30 feet below and I land safely, okay, that doesn't mean that you should follow and do the same. I'm just showing you that it can be done. Put it this way. If you have to change a light bulb in the house and you know that you could possibly get electrocuted or shocked if you put your finger in that socket when you're not supposed to, when the power is on, well, common sense tells you, all right, that you might want to not do that. Now, some people, of course, just unscrew the light bulb, replace with a brand new one without even turning the switch on or off. And that's, again, each one's different. Nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying, just be careful with how you do it. All right. Either way, right or wrong depends on you. So you don't have to follow my way. Remember that. As I've told the soldiers I've led in the past, in 20 years I was in infantry in the Army, I'm not going to tell you something I have not done, afraid to do, or cannot do myself. So if you can't do it, there's no shame in that. Get a professional to do it or your buddy to help you do it. Most of you have probably already done a lot of the things I'm going to show you here, the tips and things like that. Some of you probably might learn something new. And no need to waste your time, of course. I'm going to mark the ones that you might be interested to so you can jump right to it. Now, for you hardcore DIYers, I'm not one of them, but if you are, I'm going to cover a site and show you a site that you might find interesting. It covers everything from text to schematics to diagrams, torque specs, the hybrid battery, you name it. I mean, it's just incredible, this site. You can't even finish it in a couple of days. I subscribed to it for only a couple of days and I didn't even have time to do anything else. But anyway, I think you might find it interesting and I'll share that with you. I'm not that mechanically good and I know my limits. Heck, I thought I would change the PCV valve, myself. Something simple like have done in old vehicles. But heck, after looking at this site and seeing that I have to take off the intake manifold, forget it. I'm not going to mess around with that. But hey, who knows? It's still in the future. I might give it a shot to see how it's done and go from there. I've also included a link to an Excel spreadsheet I'm going to share with you, good folks out there. And what it is basically gives the cost of the fuel and the electric, a running total, and you can see the maintenance schedule on there. And you might find it interesting. I don't know. I just want to share with you. Some of you might care, some of you might not. And the last jibber jabber I'm going to tell you is treat your car just like you treat yourself. Here's the tips I want to share. And only the top 3, all right, is what I'm going to say you should follow. The rest are in order. And with that said, let's get to it. There it is, January 17, 2024, 2.5 years later, with 50,005 miles. So, let's talk about protection and tips. This is what I'm talking about right here. On the Toyota website, you can see here the scheduled maintenance for the vehicle. Follow this, it's a guideline, that's all it is. Me, you change my fluids or the oil anyway, every 5,000 miles. The same with the air filter, cabin filter, and of course the hybrid air filter. That's just my way. Now think about it like this. All right, if your air filter in your home, you bought one for 3 months or so that lasts, and you notice it's dirty after 2 months. Are you going to wait till 3 months? No, you're going to change it right away. Right here, you should see is 49,700 miles. I always say, do it now. Why put off tomorrow what you can do today? I never like to waste time. All right, I'm not going to show you the full oil change. I've done that before. Pretty easy. I still use the easy oil drain valve. Makes it easy in case I need to add or take off some fluid. It's easy enough to do that and drain some fluid than taking and bolting it. The same thing with the filters here. I change mine every 5,000 miles. These are just generic filters I've seen on Amazon, and they'll do the job for a good 5,000 miles. The same thing with a cabin air filter. But of course, with a hybrid air filter, I buy the one from the Toyota dealership. All right, and it is how I do it. I don't want to do any different, and I won't take a chance with other filters, especially for the hybrid. All right, but for the cabin air filters, I use the ones on Amazon, which is a lot cheaper. You decide that, easy to replace, take it off. Just make sure you take it easy when you're putting on the clips because they are a little fragile, and they'll tear if you manhandle it. Take it off there. I don't even put the screw back on there. Slap it back on, and I am done just like that. It's pretty easy to do. All the way in, just like that, and until it stops. So it's in there right now. So to give you an idea how long it was in, that much. Okay, right at the tip of my fingers, that's where it ended. And best suggestion I can give you is using this top tier fuel. I don't know if you have it in your area, but that's all I use. You could use 87, 89, 91, but 87 is fine. This is the best fuel for your vehicle to make it last longer. Look it up and you'll see the benefits of using this type. Don't use that cheap ethanol 85 gasoline. Of course, we're all busy with our lives, with things to do. But if nothing else, you can't do a full car wash. I'm not going to show you. I've did out another video. But at least get some of that dirt and grime off there as much as you can. Whether you just use a garden hose, whether you use a bucket here, get off. Yes, you might be saying it's going to scratch the paint, everything else. You could come up with a lot of million things. But to me, the maximum effective range of an excuse is 0. Okay, once it's a little washed here, I'm going to take out for a test drive, and here it is after. Just air dry it, get it off there. It's that simple. At least get something off your vehicle. Okay, happy campers, I think this is pretty standard by now with all drivers, but just in case it's not, make sure or I recommend you invest in a dash cam, standalone like that, or integrated one like the one I have there. All right, and of course the reason for that is real simple. It's called protection and security for you and your family and everything you might have. Why? You don't want to end up with something like this.
In the video, a white color new energy vehicle that was charging suddenly exploded. It generated a powerful shockwave that sent the car virtually soaring. It appears that the car was propelled to 3 to 5 meters. In slow motion footage, it can be observed that parts resembling car doors were propelled by the shockwave as the cart shot upwards.
Make sure you also have a backup, or not a backup, but a rear camera as well. It's helpful. But the point is this here, all right? You want that in case you want to capture something that only you or some people might not believe unless they see it on video, like something like this.
When you see this video, that looks like a scene out of the movie The Fast and the Furious, a car catapulting through the air before crashing to the ground. This morning, a police body camera capturing the wild moment a car traveling down a highway in Georgia launches off the back of a tow truck at full speed.
At their last 1050 rollover.
Watch again as the car takes off using the back of the tow truck as a de facto runway, then flies 120 feet in the air before crashing to the ground, smashing into another vehicle.
And you do not need no fancy 8K or even a 4K. 720 is even good. Why? Because unless you need to see the nostril hairs on Bambi's face when it splatters on the windshield, it'll capture what's in front of you when you're this close on recording. All right, for insurance purposes or whatever you might use it for. Again, integrated one, standalone like that, either one is good. Invest in something that you might need for the future. And again, these are two Protectants here, 303, blue and white. They're the same brand, the same job. They preserve and prolong the rubbers and the seals. Get all the rubber parts here, the connections, the CV boots, soak it down really good. You can use the spray bottle comes in, or as you saw, I had a small one to get those tight spaces. Give it a good soaking, yes. Take it outside in the driveway because you're going to make a mess when it drips down like that. As you can see, I just sprayed on there. I mean, good liberal soaking. I don't even wipe it down because it'll dry on there. Do it in the summertime if you can, at least once a year. Get all the parts there, the inner boots, the outer boots, even get the parts in the exhaust where it holds the exhaust pipe up there. Every place to prolong the rubbers, because they keep in mind, the winter, the cold, the heat, the rubbers compress, decompress, they stretch. You want to get it lubricated pretty good. And again, it's beneficial for a vehicle. I mean, those CV boots, when they rip and tear up, they're not cheap. They are not cheap. And look it up yourself and you'll find out. All right, so you want to prolong it as long as possible. You can see here, I'm getting every place since I'm already under the vehicle. I might as well go ahead and get it soaked. It's that simple. Since I have the time, okay, and the means, I do it. Don't find any excuse not to do it, but look for a positive reason why you want to do it. It is that simple. Nothing else to tell you. That's about it. Make it happen. That's all I can say. Of course, a lot of people don't use it, but I do all the time. Why? Think about it. You want to protect that dash, all right, from the heat, from the elements, the dirt, the grime, whatever. It's all about protecting your investment, your vehicle. Think of it like clothes, all right? You want to protect that exposed part of your body, and because that underneath the plastic and the dash is going to wear out eventually. So you want to protect that. A good investment on a dash cover goes a long way, and it adds a good look to your vehicle. There it is. Just like that. Pretty nice. Here, stays up there. There it is, just like that. Got 4 red marks here because I know this was in the back, so I know exactly where they go, so that if they don't rotate it properly, I know right away. And they wear off anyway, so you see right here, 3, 1, 2, 3. That way it designates where the tires I had it before. Nothing better than doing everything in the comfort of your own home. So you get this portable air inflator, compressor, you know, instead of getting those big pancake ones or industrial size, or even going to the gas station. Hook it up, set it on there, and just press just like that. And let it do its work and walk away. See that? That's just what you call crazy right there. Seriously? 118? Holy mackerel. Get yourself a sunshade. Alright? Why? Your car will thank you for it. Not just your car, but you will appreciate it. Believe me. Especially if you live in that hot climate. Got no worries. Again, take the heat. It will subdue some of that heat, that direct sun. I mean, believe me, you'll enjoy, you'll be thankful for it. It's that simple. Tinted windows, have it done professionally. Before, after. If you wonder what it's like driving in the dark, again, no problem. Seeing outside. So don't be afraid to have your windows tinted because you think it might impede your vision or your driving or have you cause an accident anyway. Not at all. The bottom line is this: if you're going to be driving more than 30 miles per day, okay, you want to maximize the use of your hybrid system along with your EV. So when I'm driving on the highway straightforward without stop like this, I use hybrid mode, and when I'm stuck in traffic like this, I switch back to EV. It becomes second nature. You don't have to even think about it. And that's my tip for you. If you want to maximize your mileage, again, use hybrid mode, long distance on the highway. Use the EV mode in the city driving, because that's where it really shines, that EV driving. Back to my movie. And here's another good reason why this vehicle is so nice to own. Warm it up when it's nice and cold and freezing outside. Preheated. In the garage too. Check it out. That simple. Press and hold. Activates the heater. The good thing about that, of course, is you can preheat the vehicle in the garage. You don't have to worry about fumes, gas fumes, or anything like that. By the time you drive off, it'll be nice and cozy in the wintertime. The good thing about this is when it's preheating, it's locked, automatically locked, so you can't get in there. And besides, we know you can't just drive off. The engine is actually off, and it's just the heating element that kicked in to preheat the vehicle. That's the good thing about it. Hey, I don't know if you call this double protection, extra armrest, or just going overboard, but here, protection for this one, of course. It looks natural, don't it? But check it out. There it is. Just take it off. It goes off just like that. So again, it's up to you whether you want to pay that extra protection for it. Just wanted to share that with you happy campers. Goes on easy enough, just like that. And of course, put this one on too for extra padding. And there you go. Speaking of protecting investment, the same way. You see this right there? Okay. There's a kick pad put on there. Pretty nice, pretty sturdy. Okay, safe. Same thing here, carbon fiber. And I put a vinyl on top here, along with the dash mat. And as you notice, the gloss on that pillar. Why? Because I put vinyl on there also to protect it. Again, it's your investment. Got the trunk closure I put on here. All right. Of course, might be going overboard, Maybe some people say it's too much, but you know, it is what it is, and that's what I do. I want to protect the places that I touch mostly. Of course, the steering wheel cover here, and the covers right here, and these right here. I guess I just want extra grip on the steering wheel. That's all it is. Nothing more, no less. All right. The windows itself, one touch down, let it go. All right. The same thing. One touch up and let it go. Don't hold it up all the way or push it down all the way, because you're going to put a lot of strain on the motors. All right. And of course, it'll go bad. So again, take it for what it's worth. And you can even do your research. Do not put more strain than necessary on the motors. Just wanted to add on this extra tip for you people here. You see the scratches right there compared to here? Why? Because of course this is the majority of the time you're going to use the driver. You know, these B pillars here. All right, of course here's your A pillar here, B pillar here. My point is this: use something. You don't have to be chrome. It could be just matte black or gloss, whatever. You want to protect the pillar, because after a while it's going to be scratching like this and oxidize. So you want to prevent that from happening as much as possible. You know, in case you want to sell your car or you want to keep it for a long time. Here, the bowl cover, the door handle. This one is still pretty good condition, but as you see here, again, all I do is pass it on. It's starting to flake. All right, the oxidation could be the weather, could be the material, could be the way I use it. You know, again, this one's fine. You know, up close though, it's starting to peel. All right, same thing here. So just take that for what it's worth. But again, even though it's only minor, I'm still gonna get a replacement for it. 31 bucks. You know, to make it look good. It's no problem with me. Okay. So again, just passing it on in case you're interested or was wondering. Let me show you the finished product. Again, that's how it looks. It'll stick out here. Okay. And close it. Protects the inside here to prevent the dirt from coming inside here, especially around the rubber area, which is good. You know, you want to protect that. All right, coming in here. So here it is. So when it splashes, all right, splashing out here. And of course, here we are at JBL Club 3020 speakers to replace your OEM speakers on your RAV4. These are pretty good speakers. You know, I'm happy with them. They only cost me $40. I don't know how much it'll be now. But again, it's a pretty good investment. You might want to change it. It's pretty easy to install, and you watch my videos. Of course, we're all busy with our daily lives, but when you get a chance, get one of these lubricants, and any type will do. Actually, the silicone, apply it on with a Q-tip on the door seals here, spray it on, wipe it on. It's really, it doesn't take that long. You could do it like this, spray it on a rag, run it through. It'll take maybe a minute the most. Now, if you press for time, then of course, you know, do one door one day, do another door the next day, and you see I use the Q-tips here to put on the back. And don't forget the trunk, of course. That's very important. Get those seals done. It's very important, even the hood part. Of course, for you happy campers out there with paint protection film like I have on my vehicle, use the JT toothpick maintenance method here. Real easy. Watch it. I've shown a video on here. I've made one already. It's real easy to do. Doesn't take time. Doesn't take long. Not expensive. And if you have to repair it or remove part of it, there's a video, like I said, I made that shows you how to take a portion of it off without taking the whole thing off. Do it once or twice a year. You know, make your vehicle last, make it look good, and it'll be worth it. It is that simple, just like that. Keep watching. If you ever decide to put a trailer hitch on yours, this is the one I got. I didn't have to trim it like some people did. This is a cut right here. Got an extension here. Okay. And here's the harness itself. it goes under. I didn't want to do it underneath like everyone else. The reason why is I didn't want the cord, the harness, exposed to the element. Seeing is believing, correct? In case you're wondering whether this will close properly with this hanging out like this, it will. So let me show you here. You know, you can just leave it like that or hold it in place to make sure it closes properly. It doesn't really matter. Either way, it's going to close flush and you'll have no problem on there. Just like that. Because there's enough gap underneath there. All right. Now, let me open it here, show you that it didn't get pinched or anything like that. There it is. All right. Again, it'll be okay. It's taking a toll on that. So what I'm going to do is replace that. This is, of course, a bumper guard. Okay, it's WeatherTech that I bought. Put it on here. Now, FYI, when I installed it, I was a little too quick. See this right here? It's not quite flush, but it's still fine. All right, so when you do, if you do buy it or install it, make sure you take your time and put it on there. All right, but it's a nice bumper protection. Like that to prevent it from rattling. It's not going to move left or right, up or down. Pretty secure. You'll still have this wobble, which is normal because this joint here where it folds is not tight. All right, but again, it's not going to hit it. I've had it on years and still works. Got these pool noodle, of course, secured with little zip ties. I could just cut it off, cut it on. It won't go anywhere. Advantages of zip ties. And again, you know, these are inexpensive, but they make good padding to prevent any damages. There it is. And it's full load right here. Yeah, pretty versatile. Use this. All right, little cardboard here, secured on here so it doesn't fly around with zip ties. Pretty easy. Take it off. And just like that, pretty easy. Use this, of course, to protect whatever you want to protect under there. Instead of putting it all metal, you don't have to, but again, it's up to you. All right, got a mark for my trailer. Just a tip for you in case you want to use something that's kind of padding to protect whatever you're going to put on your trailer. Here, just to show you again the versatility of the RAV4 Prime and the little trailer here. This is a 4x6 trailer, but still able to fit this 7.5 foot pergola, 3 boxes, no problem. Plenty of room still. There it is, no problem at all. Good versatile tool to have in your arsenal for right there, because you don't want all that dirt getting in them rubbers there. Right here, you can see this is better. Why? Because the fiber cloth will just get it in there. Instead here, you want to be able to pick it up, and that's the whole point of it. Get all between those cracks. All those little cracks right there. Here, see? You want to get all of that. Drag them out of there. Just like it up. Hook this bad boy in the back. Like that. Blow it out clean, huh? Self-cleaning. In case you don't want to vacuum your keyboard or computer or any other small parts, you blow it out. Another tip I could pass on is whenever possible, myself, I don't know about you, but myself, I always back up into the parking spot, no matter where it is, or I pull into a spot where I could just pull out straight. All right, several reasons, of course. Again, once you're parked, you could just pull out. All right, you don't have to look left, right, behind you to see someone coming left or right. It's easy to see this way than trying to look back and look this way. Think about that. Safety first. Again, once you practice that, once you do it, a few times it becomes a habit, and it's a good habit. Again, it's to help you prevent any possible accidents, backing up or someone backing into you, both you backing out of a parking space like this. Alright, happy campers, here is that website I was talking about. This is techinfo.toyota.com. Alright, it's a subscription base. I only wanted to try it out, so I subscribed for 2 days only. As you can see here, when I started, it's going to end tomorrow. So I wanted to see what this site has to offer. And I tell you, holy mackerel, this place is just incredible. I mean, you just get overwhelmed with all the information on here. But you know, for 2 days, I'm going to see what I can get for 25 bucks. As you can see here, a lot of it is links after links after links, but it's I tell you, it's just incredible. So give you an idea on here. You got the home page here, then technical information here. In fact, let me just show you instead of jabbering here. Just this alone, on the right side, for example, the tech tips service bulletin is updated. All right, here, of course, even has the PDS, pre-delivery service. I mean, it's just something else. And it's just, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is just showing 1 of 15. Okay, just to give you an idea of what I'm getting at here. Let's do the pre-delivery service here. On this one, that's what shows up. That's my suggestion. It's right click and have it open to another one. Look at that. I mean, page after page. Let me close that out. Go back here. What I want to see is the TIS right here, which is the one I wanted to see. To give you an idea, you got the service information, the reference information, and the technical training. I mean, just tons and tons. So let's go with the vehicle. The service information, for example, I've got it set here for the Prime. Let me clear it here. Because when it shows up the first time, you're going to pick what you want. From Forerunners to RAV4 Prime, I mean, Sequoia, you name it. If you have a Toyota, this is like a gold mine for you DIYers right there. Serves all, and then just click search, and it'll pop up whatever you want. So here you got the summary, tells you everything here. And then you have this, of course, the service bulletin. Everything that has to do with your particular vehicle. What year, model, everything. Blind spot mirror indicator stays on without a vehicle in the detection area. You know, it'll tell you how to troubleshoot it. That opens up right there. And again, right click so you don't have to go back and forth on here. Going back here, just to give you an idea again. This is a quick training guide, and of course this one is for reference manual, probably where you mainly want to go to. All right, and again, other ones here. Just gonna take a few minutes just to show you electrical wiring diagram. If you have any problems with the vehicles, right here. New car features. Holy mackerel, I didn't even know about that. Crankshaft position sensor. Here, when you get to this one. This is the service campaigns, publications. Headlight beam could be improperly adjusted horizontally. Here's a, didn't even know about this. Let me see that, non-compliance. Open that up, and there it is. Do not sell new vehicles in dealer inventory. So, here's the remedy. Interesting. Going back here, other safety calls. Even a roof rail water leak in case you have a letter, something to do with that. Vehicle may lose motive power while driving. Safety recall. And if you have accessories right here, for example, emergency assistance kit. I didn't even know about that. Lexus, Toyota, prime body molding. So if you want to see how they do it, click on the new tab, and there it is. All right. No, the side molding here. Let me go back to here. For example, mainly I want to look at the reference material. So let's go to the reference material here. RAV4 Prime. What type? I'm a technician or owner. You decide. You'll probably go with a technician so that you can Look up whatever you want to look up. Dismantling material. Just to give you an idea here. You got the safety plug locations, everything that has to do with it. Another one here, battery diagnostic, tools, VIN decoder chart. Check a look. Check this one out. I mean, it breaks it down. Okay, from the Toyota CHR, Corolla hybrid, to anything you have to do with any Toyota model, vehicle, hatchback, Highlander, Land Cruiser. There's a Prime. Tells us where it's made. If you want detail, this is it right here. Now, to give you an idea, if you want to save it, all right, because again, you only have 2 days, click on the print, or you can save the print here, and it'll save in PDF. I'm going to show you another way in case you get to the manual and you can't open it up in a PDF like this. So I'm going to save it here to my, let's go, as you can see here, I've been saving some up. Go to manual, let's just go VIN decoder. VIN decoder identification, and we'll save it there. So let's go here and let's go to the reference and the technical training. For example, here you got these driver assistant overview, summary. Let's go to the engine repair. There's course books right here on engine repair. Let's see what it shows up. And that's what will pop up right there. Wow, that's something else or what? I mean, this is 96 pages right here. Here's the current vehicles it covers. RAV4 2020 current vehicles. Shows everything here, nice detailed pictures. What I'm concerned about is the Prime, because that's what I want to look at. The Prime here. Let me see here. There's more here, so let's expand that. And there it is, all books. Course book, 26 documents found. And again, let me see. Just to give you an idea here. Let's go to the technical service information, and we will go to the service information. When you get here, and say for example you want a breakdown of your audio, let's go with the brakes. All right, so search the brakes, and there it is. No, nothing found on here. I don't know why. Okay. Here's the electrical diagram for the brakes. Here's the brake control system general. When you click on that, it'll pop another screen right here. These here, when it's like this, it's a little different to save, because I couldn't tell you why. But for example, let's say if you type in here bleeding, as you can see, bleeding not found. Why? Because it's on a specific page. You can't find it anywhere here, and it's just the way it is. So if you want to go with brake control, brake front brakes, you see general, rear brakes. Trying to get to the place where it is system diagram. Okay, there it is. And okay, here's the brake parts right here. What I'm looking for is the pedal sensor right there. So let's say, for example, you want to look at the engine here, okay? And on the engine, I mean, they're just collapsing, coolant flow, the fuel here, fuel system, and you could see it just sub directories, parts and locations, everything you want to know. So for example here, there's no way to save it, just like on the other one. So if you have to end up on this screen and you want to save it, you just click on the print button here, and instead of print, all right, you're going to change this here. So let me show you again. In case you print, it's set on the printer, scroll down and save it as a PDF. Now when you save it, of course, find out wherever you want to save it. Create your own directory. I'm just going to create it here, temp for brakes. Once you get in that folder, of course, you can name this however you want, because they're pretty much, as you can see right here, it's not really clear. So you can rename that to what you want it to put on there. Example, fuel system. I know it's put on brake, but I'm just giving you an example here. All right, and that's how you save it. Okay. So for example here, just to show you, here's the fuel pump. Okay. High pressure, pre-delivery, parts location. So to show you what I mean here, when you're on this screen here and you don't see a save but just a printer, the way to save that is real easy. Let's say for example you want to save here, as you can see, 2020 parts location for the exhaust, and there it is, the part number, everything else. So let's say you want to save the exhaust system here, parts location. When this shows up, so let's say you want to save it, for example, and there's no save button here. When you get to the parts, for example, this exhaust system here, click on the printer, and your printer show up, scroll down to save PDF, and then save, and let's name this one exhaust because that's what it's under. You're going to have to do a lot of time-consuming work, labeling, relabeling, renaming folders for exhaust. All right. Then once you get there, of course, as you see here, it's just a generic name. So you want to change that to what you want it for. Overview or picture of exhaust system. And you can name it in case you get a lot for 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime. You decide how you want to name it, you know, your naming scheme, whatever it is. So let me close this out here and go back to the original, what I wanted to show you. Again, there's tons on here. I mean, it's just mind-boggling on here. Technical training for the RAV4 search, and when you click on that, as you can see here, media, books, and look at that, engine repair, electrical repair. When you open that up, this will show up. As you can see, there's a printer here and a save. Camshaft, this is for engine repair, and I don't know what this is for, this engine type. And you can say that just like that directly, and you could use this and code it for example, just so you know what it is. Trying to get it named for engine A25A-FKS, and there you go, and it's saved. All right, again, there's tons on here. Look it over. I mean, it's just incredible. Vehicle inquiry. Now, let me show you here an example of my vehicle. Okay, and of course, that's when I first bought it. It was actually June. That's when I bought it, but it was ordered May 14, 2021. And here's the engine type, just like it says. That way, you know, detailed description of your particular vehicle. Here is the campaign, what I had done, electrical repair. As you can see, it is safety compliance, did by file, as you can see, completed, not yet completed. There's a remedy. I have an appointment coming up here in a few weeks. It's that DC inverter. That's what that is. So again, you know, I mean, it's, you can't really beat this. Customer support program, multiple models, not completed. I don't know what that means. I'm going to see what that is. Let me see what that is. Customer support program. High fuel, low pressure dealer letter. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that's for some vehicles, because when I typed in the VIN number, it didn't show up on it. So some vehicles might have gotten a letter on that. That was January 2023. Let me close that out and go back here. Again, there's nothing else. I don't know what else I could tell you. Just go over it. I mean, 2 days, you're not going to have enough time to just go over all of this. But I wanted to share that with you. Going through each one, reference information, technical information, service information, dismantling, you name it, it's here. I mean, just tons of link. Even when you go to the home page here, and for example, you go to the technical right here, see the technical training? When you click on that, holy mackerel, look at that, course books. Everything you if you're into reading, go for it right here. Look at all that, just incredible. Electrical repair, let's see, engine repair, let me see what that is. If you're gonna do the 2-day subscription, find 2 good days that you'll be at home and all you're doing is just downloading, looking up, researching the information, because you will need some time to do all this. All right. I mean, there's the engine right there, repair, for this particular one. New to engine repair course. This is technical training stuff here, happy campers. I mean, you know, this is probably one of those. If you want to get technical, this is it right here. Okay. All right, that's about it, happy campers. Just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you find this site interesting. I know I did. I mean, there's tons more in here. Click on the links to your wildest desires. All right, happy campers. Gonna try to finish it up with this. If I keep adding it, I'll never finish the video. All right, so just the last thing I want to share with you all is about this Excel spreadsheet here that I do on mine. You might find it helpful, you might not. It's up to you, but you can play around with it. Basically, it's real easy. I've got it set up here where I just plug in the information. You can just delete this and fill yours in. So to give you an idea what I mean, all right? You don't really have to touch any of this on the top here, except changing this kilowatt hour, all right, to what yours is, all right? Whether yours is 50 cents per kilowatt hour, mine is here, it's always constant, 0.0945 cents per kilowatt hour, all right? And of course, like anything else in the United States, they might go up, for example, peak season, 23 cents, whatever. But I charge mine always the night from 7 at night until 5 in the morning, so I have no problems with this being constant. Anyway, just to give you that. So to give you an idea how that works, simply plug in the date here, for example. let's just say today is 21. All right, and it is. If you look down here, you can see it's 8:13. Trying to watch the Bills and the Chiefs game here. So you just tab over or go to the next cell, put in your information here. Once you plug it in here, all right, you're gonna see that this will update automatically to what is in here. To give you an idea, let's just say I got 51,000 miles, okay? And watch here, boom, okay, it's updated. So what I do here all the time is look on your console, your gauge, put in the HV before, all right? You fill it up. So let's say, for example, 300. And then after fill up, it'll go up to 540, 550, whatever yours might be. Go to the next one here. Let's just say it's 550. All right. And then, of course, the cost per gallon, whatever it is in your area. Let's say my top tier fuel is just $3. All right. And you'll see everything up here will change automatically. And that's why I have to fill up. And the gallons. Let's just put 6 gallons. And watch the numbers here, okay, before I press enter, watch it change, okay? Boom, automatically. And this even tells you how much it is total to fill up with gasoline, all right? And this here is the average mileage per mile, the mileage you get. So that's how I do mine. Don't touch any of these here. Don't worry about all this here. Leave that alone. I'm not an Excel master by any means. Not a programmer. Just try to find what I can and make it. I don't even know how to hide these things, so I'm not gonna mess around with it. You can, if you're an Excel master, let me know. And maybe I can update the Excel spreadsheet for people. Okay, so that's how it goes. So let's say, for example, here, just to give you an idea, let me take this off here. See how it changes up here as I take it off? Watch this. All right, there you go. All right, goes back to the regular setting. That's the total gallons I've used so far since I've had the vehicle. The current reading on my meter is 10,621 right now, kilowatt hours. Cumulative total. I've shown you on one of my videos what I bought to get a cumulative total of that on the electricity that you use. Here, for example, take a look. Let's say, for example, in your area, wherever you might be in the country, let's just say it's 25 cents per kilowatt hour. So we change that and watch this right here change. Boom. So it calculates it automatically how much it'll be. So let me go back there to what it is, and it goes back to default. All right. Here on the side, just to give you an idea, the comparison, the top tier fuel is $3.099 at Walmart. The regular gas there, as you can see here, compared to it is $2.42, 68-cent difference. Again, whether that's too much for you is up to you. Again, you can I fill up, as you should notice, I fill up maybe every 2 weeks or so, depending on my travel and things like that. I don't fill it up once a month. I fill it probably every 2.5 weeks. Once it gets a little below half tank or whatever, just do it the way I operate. So let's talk a little bit forward here on these tabs on the maintenance. Here are my maintenance, of course. The current mileage on here, what I have, 051, and just type it in there. Here, it'll calculate the total amount you've spent so far since I've had the vehicle, since July of 2021. I've had it before that, but when I started maintenance on my vehicle, the amount here. So let's say, for example, you had $100 here, down here. Okay, watch the top here change. Let's just put an oil change here just to give you an idea what I mean. 21 4 50127 change oil again, or whatever it might be. DIY, and then the total, let's just say it's 100. Again, watch the total up here change, and there you go. See, All right, so you can plug it in, give you an idea on your maintenance. All right, and that's it. Here's the cost of the ones that I use and purchase here. I could be different in your part of the country. These links come on where I bought the cabin filter, the engine air filter, so you can use that if you want to. You know, they're not like hazardous links or scam links or whatever you might think. It's just to show you there. All right. Here's what I paid. I suggest if you get any vehicle really, get a lifetime rotation. They always have these specials. The same to the lifetime wheel alignment. You might say it's too much, but in the long run, you know, you're going to recuperate the money you spent. All right. Here, the notes here. All right. And then here, let's say, for example, you borrow money from your best friend. All right. It's $20,000. And you want to know how much is the remaining balance you need to pay him off because it's interest free, right? Hey, isn't that great? Interest free. So you type in the number here. Let's say just say 25,000. All right, and you make your payoff here. As it goes, this will decrease. So let's give him another $200 today. Just give him $100. That's it. Watch this change here, right here, and there it is. All right. So again, that's just something. I'm sure there's fancier ways to calculate all this, but that's what I learned here. Here's the money you borrowed. Let's say you make a payment. I'll give you an idea here. You make a payment every month to your best friend, interest free. Isn't that great? $200. And watch these numbers change here. There it is. The number of months to pay off your loan to your best friend and approximate number of years to pay it off, 10 years. All right, people can pay him at $200 a month. Well, I don't know what else I can tell you here. This is just a backup. All I did was just copied here just to show you. So in case you make a mistake, right click, highlight the entire, not like this, all right, but the entire section. So copy here, then right click, come down and copy. Go here, plus, I'm sure some of you probably already know how this is done. And then come back here and right click. When you go here, go to special, all right? Because why you want to copy and paste the values, formulas, right here, formulas and number formatting. So you have an exact copy of it right here. And then you just have to move it, you know, extend it out. All right, and then you could just drag here and put it in that end there. All right, so again, I'm just gonna show you here. Let me delete that. All right, and that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you. Hopefully some of you, even one person who finds it useful, would be great. If you know some other fancy Excel programming I might be able to use and share with people, just let me know. I'm going to put this on for you to copy and download Google Drive, and you can use the spread program if you want to. Other than that, that'll be it for this particular segment. And let me close off this long 50,000 mile tips. Well, that's about it. Happy campers. Just wanted to share the tips I've learned in the past few years here and other stuff with you good folks. If you think there's something else that I might include or share with other people, of course, by all means, share. And that's what it's all about. Not here to make any money, not here to degrade anyone, not here to tell you, you know, what to do with your life. Leave the comments below if you want to. Other than that, thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.